that are interested in both of you. I get, it looks like 2 lots of couples, you know, so obviously you've got parents over there, of course, and I hate doing what I used to say nobody should do, which is to come out in front of, say, the Derby and Joan Club and say, I've got somebody's grandmother here, can anybody take her? You know, because obviously by the time you get to a certain age in life, everybody's grandparents have gone off, you know, so you'd be on a good bet there. And in fact, I actually saw somebody do it in Stansted Hall in the sanctuary, and I couldn't believe it. This young man came out and he said, I've got somebody's grandma here and she liked knitting and cooking. And I started laughing behind my programme, you know, I thought, no. But then I remembered and I sent up a word to my guide and I said, can you help him out, please? And it was great. He started to get some individual characteristics of this particular grandma, so that was all right. So hopefully I'll get a few individual characteristics for some of your people, because you have got rather a crowd over here. This is the point, you know. I felt that I was being pushed by a great weight of spirit to speak to you both. I feel that you yourself have got wonderful connections with spirit. I really do, because it's like as if you're very familiar to them and familiar in the way that I recognise, you know, that familiarity. So you're the kind of person, I'm told, who, when you see people around you indoors or whatever, you know, when you're at home and that, home alone, it's a shame, isn't it? He's at home alone sometimes. When you see people, it doesn't throw you at all, because you know that they're there, they're visitors, and in fact you welcome their presence. So this is something, you know, they're telling me about you. It's like a whole chorus here of people. I feel also that you are very aware that you have guides as well and helpers, and I feel that you must, if you don't now, that you must like to give healing, to send out healing thoughts and are involved in that. So you do feel yourself very much to be a part of all of this. You know, you're no stranger to spirit and spiritualism. I don't feel that at all with them. I do feel that there's a gentleman here who would have known you, of course, when you were small, and when you were struggling to grow up and make sense of the world around you. And I feel that this is somebody who, again, would have had some influence upon you, and I felt very fatherly as I approached you on his behalf. Because he rather sort of took command of the situation, and I feel that although you look quite a mild person, I feel that you also have this strong streak within you that you must have inherited from him. You're having a laugh there. Would you agree?
Definitely right.
Right. Thank God for that. You know, I think, you know, one likes to sometimes when somebody is totally silent and struck dumb, which I'm sure he's not usually, one relies on the person next to them to give validation to, you know, what's going on.
Be a redhead.
A redhead? Oh, I see. So
No, a roundhead.
Thank you.
A redhead.
Did anybody just... Sorry about my friend.
It's my diary, actually.
Yes, well, thank you for that information. Thank you. Everybody should thank you for that information, really, because we would never have known, would we, everybody? And obviously this gentleman here wasn't mentioning anything about that himself, because it was probably you know what they used to say about red-headed babies anyway, don't you? Ginger ones were the milkmans. I won't go into the old joke. But your dad used to say that, did he? Well, we've got a joker from the other side of life. What did I say? You know, we don't all change immediately, we go over and join the heavenly throng, do we? But yeah, so really, that's, you know, he's got a lovely sense of humour, but I think that probably some people would have misunderstood him, and I feel that you've sometimes been misunderstood yourself. So again, you've inherited that propensity for being misunderstood and having a bit of a cob on, you know, when people do that, because you can't understand why they don't understand, because it seems to you that it's very clear. I do get November as a month being very significant in this gentleman's life, and I feel that that's tied up in some way with the remembrance ceremonies, you know, when we all remember the fallen. And I feel that this gentleman would have taken that to heart, and I feel that that was something that was within him, a sadness was within him about those who died in action, in service to their country. So I do feel that there's a patriotism there as well, and I would have thought probably you grew up in that atmosphere yourself. Just to say to you, you know, that he's just saying how well you've done, and he's just sort of so proud of you. And that's something that needs to be said, and something perhaps that you always hoped for, perhaps. And perhaps he wasn't able, because of the kind of man he was, not given to great outbursts of emotion, I would have thought, in that respect. Emotion when it comes to anger, perhaps, but not emotion when it comes to love and kindness. But certainly he is proud of you, very proud of you, and the wonderful work that you've done, and the connection that you have with them over there. He's really, you know, he has different values now to the ones he had down here. Quite a bit. You don't understand what he's going on about. So, okay, thank you. He's stepping back a little bit there. It's just, and for you, of course, there's an affection for you. And oh dear, okay. There's this lady who comes rushing in. And I feel that she would have passed through the cancer, a cancerous condition, because she's making me feel nauseous and all those nasty feelings that you get that accompany it. It may be, in fact, that because of the way she was, and because I think she had what we used to describe as like rheumatism, you know, she would have aches and pains anyway, that perhaps it wasn't identified. That's how I feel about her. And I feel very much that she connects with you, that there is a similarity in appearance as well, if I might say that. But she refers to her hair, which was not any colour when she went. So I think that, you know, she was a lady who had grey hair herself and wouldn't have coloured it. So that's how I feel. And I feel that within that, having said that to me, I feel there's a slight little criticism there. So I feel it's a sort of motherly criticism. Would you understand that? You don't have to.
Criticism of what?
Sorry?
Criticism of what?
Well, it's a little criticism
Criticising me?
Yeah, just a little bit about that she wouldn't colour her hair or anything like that.
Oh, well, I do.
I wasn't going to say that, but that's what I'm saying.
Let their hair go, let till it right.
Yes, that's right. So in her book, you see, everybody should do what she did. You know, that's the thing. But and also this is a little bit lower than she thinks might be. You know, a little bit of something there.
My family would have said that.
Well, that's what they're saying. I don't know.
You're right there.
Yes. If I wasn't right, I'd go away and kill myself. Because I would not want to stand in front of a lot of people talking like nothing.
This all a bit short.
Well, I'm sorry about that. She's talking about these little, she would have put a hanky there. You know, hankies. And it was something like that she would have. She showed me, you know, those little boxes of hankies that you used to get. Which of course you're much too young to remember, but you know, she's reminding you that she would have liked a hanky and not this tissues, you know, so she would have liked these hankies. And she just, and she's talking about how you know how people used to, the washing was different as well. So she's going into one here about the way you do things and the way she used to have to do things.
but I think it must be my great aunt.
Oh, really? All right. Well, that's fine. I mean, but I did feel a motherly feeling towards you, actually. So, you know, I'm the mother of many and grandmother of many and great-grandmother of many. And, like, you know, it does get confusing because you love everybody just the same, you know, goodness knows. But whoever you feel that she is, I'm sure she is. Right, thank you. Now, this may or may not be her name. I'm not very good at names, but I did hear the name of Mary being mentioned to me. So I'll give that to you anyway. Kathy's the one with names usually, aren't you?
Mm-hmm. I got an M last time.
Oh, M. Forget that one then. But no, I did hear the name of Mary being mentioned, so I'll give that to you because otherwise I'll go home with it and I don't want to do that. I also get something, Emma or an Emily, something like that, so I'll give you that as well. What I do feel is that you've got so many people over there.
It's Amy.
Amy, thank
Would
you.
that be
All right. Well, I said Emma, didn't I?
Amy.
Amy, yeah, Amy, Emma, Emily, I didn't know what it was. Never mind, and with Mary, yeah, let's call it, let's call it. Apart from that, the other names are obviously valid anyway.
Mary in the family.
All right, well, you have a good look or ask somebody, or maybe somebody will crop up again, and you'll think, oh, I've had her before, and I don't know who she is, but, you know. The fact is that people that love us and who are over there, you know, if they manage to get their name through to us, we've got to accept it, you know. And I just give them to you because at some point you just need to know that they're remembering themselves to you. The main thing is that there's this lady who is here. Really, she is such a nice person, that's according to her. And I do feel that she would have been a bit of a martinet and liked everything exactly just so. And sometimes you like things that to be just right, don't you? You're a bit of a fusspot, I think, yes. Wouldn't you say she fussed a bit? Probably fusses a bit. A lot. I'm trying to be polite. I don't want to cause trouble here.
With the complete opposites, he's very untidy and I'm very tidy.
Yeah, you're very tidy, aren't you? And you like everything just so, you see. And this lady here really liked everything just so, and so you're very similar. And that's really why I felt it was a motherly thing, because we usually take after our mothers in that respect. But however, if you say, you know, it's someone else...
I think my mother would be too shy to come forward. I think she wouldn't push herself. The others would push her out of the way.
Does anything that I've said to you remind you of your mother? Okay, fair enough.
No, not.
What about the clothes?
I don't think my mum would have.
She wouldn't have
encouraged
minded?
to have said it. She might have thought it, but she wouldn't have said it.
Thank you.
But
Your mother would have thought that
my-
when she was down here.
My
Would
aunt
she have
would have
thought?
said it.
Yeah, but would your mother have also thought that perhaps your hair could have been different, or that you perhaps shouldn't have done something?
She would have done, but my great aunt, who was a spinster,
Yeah.
so we were special to her.
Ah, so that's the motherly
Would have-
connection. Okay,
would
that's
have-
fine. But I did feel
She was
very motherly.
More strict.
I'm not going to insist, all right? It doesn't matter.
I don't know, that I might be wrong.
No, and the other thing is that we can have two people talking at once, and I can be giving you messages from both your mother and your great aunt, because neither lady, if we're saying there's two, has identified themselves specifically. Okay, so that's something
My
to
mum was
think
very,
about.
very close to.
They were both close, were they?
No, my mum was. I was very close to my mum.
You were close. This is good. The main thing, no, the main thing is to prove that your mother and everybody else who's connected with you has survived physical death. They've survived that transition. They've moved into another space where they're able to live a different kind of life, but are also able to come back and make their presence felt, and to give you some evidence that they still care about you and they still know how you feel. And they're trying to give you some extra confidence about yourself, because you appear to me to have lots of confidence. But what I'm being told is that you could do with a little bit of a boost of confidence at this time, and that you have had little worries about things. And they're showing me you looking at yourself, you know, in the old mirror there, and I can see you're very nicely done up, but you're a person who likes perfection in everything, really. So you're fed up that, you know, you don't look perfect. That's what I'm being told. So it's that kind of thing. And they're trying to give you that boost. They're also drawing my attention to the locket that you've got hanging around your neck. And I feel that that's very significant, and it's something important in your life. Okay? And I feel that it's important to them as well, that you have that remembrance. Do you understand that? Okay. Well, I'll just say God bless to you and to you, and I wish you joy of having a go at each other when you've left here.